many more birthdays, weddings, anniversaries. But lads, thank you all very much. I think that the protest is gathering momentum. It's after getting a huge amount of publicity in the last week. I think the trip to Frankfurt was a great idea. You know, so and I said we have the two girls over here. We have to thank them for all the logistics. I tell you, there was unbelievable planning involved in this. Everything was military precision. Like even where the hotel was, it was on direct line on the tram back into the building, about 20 or 30 yards around the corner from the building. Everything was organised down to the T. And I was saying to Kathleen that Winston Churchill can be there with a smaller book. But it was very successful. We were out there, we had no idea what we were facing when we went out there. We had no idea how close we'd get to the building team, but we were right up to the door. I have actually a copy of the scroll that I meant to bring in this morning, and it says, I don't know, it might have no impact, but at least we've taken our fight directly to them. We outlined right from the top to the bottom exactly what our protests are, not just with what's happening here, but what's happening across Europe, right across Europe. And we took the message to the German people. There's another two guys down there that I have to thank. Damien Malloy and Hugh Malloy, or Damien Boylan and Hugh Malloy. Where's Hugh? Oh, Hugh's on the camera. All the scientists in Germany here, they put those guys together. And they were invaluable for us out there because, as somebody said, the old Ballyhea says no, Charleville says no, quite the great nothing. Sense to Hans and to Fritz and everybody else who walked up and down there. But in Charleville, and a huge number did stop, and we're asking us because the message was in there, and as Damien says, familiar with the German society, they like facts and figures, and that's what we presented them with on those boards. Facts and figures about what I had heard. And there was one guy in Twitter who was talking to Damien, and he said, are we ever going to get our money back from Ireland? And Damien pointed out to him, Germany has never given a cent to Ireland because we've never had a cent of debt write-down. But we've given 68 million to the banks, and a huge chunk of that has gone to German banks. So and they don't know this, but they're beginning to get the message. So we're making plans now again to go further afield. I think the two girls have come up with more ideas. Anytime Fiona comes up to me now and says, I was thinking. I think Rob was saying the same thing. I was thinking. But that's what we're looking for now is ideas. And if there's anybody out here who has more ideas, we're all in contact now through the email list. We won't debate them here now because we'll be here all day like that. But if you send them in through the email to me, we can discuss by email like the different ideas that we have for actually progressing this thing because they say you have to strike while the arm is hot, and I think it might be hot yet, but it's definitely getting warm. It's definitely very warm. I have to thank TV3 and for the opportunity to get the message out. We're on television again in the coming week on TV3 with the morning show. It's on Wednesday morning. But we have to keep up the pressure on it. We need ideas on different things we can do now. Fiona she's come forward, I think, which is one or two. So I let Fiona tell you here now what's happening.
Oh, that girl, go away.
No, I actually wanted to say something.
You have to get up in the field. And by the way, watch the finger. What she needs here is a black ball or white ball. Watch the finger. Go ahead.
Actually, I wanted to say something else, but I think I've changed my mind.
Wait.
For all the time that we were in Frankfurt, it was just unbelievable. While all the protesting was going on, how many interviews this man gave, how much he sat there and he blogged and he emailed and he typed. He was just phenomenal.
Yep.
And then he drove from the airport and knocked down home, drove back to Dublin and represented us all in this function. And I think more than anything else,
would you get a printout? Would you get a printout maybe on one of the newspapers maybe the free newspapers in Cork, maybe to post it to them, so that I can see.
Oh yeah, they're cooking hanging.
I've done it actually. Whether they use it or not, I don't know.
Or even if you could get it even on a sheet for us to come here, you know.
Yeah, well, as I said, I meant to do it this morning.
So I know you're up. I know next week.
But next week, yeah. Or no, what I was going to do, I use the Tuesday or Wednesday.
What's on?
Because next Sunday, Ballyhea. Okay, we're in Ballyhea next Sunday. So we have to keep this pressure on. Like the Wall Street Journal, Der Spiegel did an interview, there were like some of the papers out there. There was a big article in the Spanish newspaper this week again, so it's starting to have an effect.
Yeah.
You know, so I think just to keep it. The news from Spain this weekend has to help us.
Yeah.
You know, because this is what we've been arguing all the way through, like that the ECB were the ones who were worried about the euro and the banks. They should have directly intervened in the Irish banks. But people are saying that all they're using Ireland as a conduit for the money, and I was saying this to me up, and this is going to be our new argument. Like in a conduit, the money just passes straight through. Because this is what's happening. Like the ECB were worried about the bondholders being pushed, so they insisted they had to be paid. Rather than paying them themselves, they give the money to Ireland, who give it to the banks, who give it to the bondholders. But in a conduit situation, that just flows through. This is not a conduit situation. This is a trap situation. Because what's happening is that when it comes to us in Ireland, we actually take ownership of the loans. So it's actually money, the loans that were there for the banks and the bondholders are now our loans. And this is where it's wrong. And this is where the whole thing falls down. But with Spain, because they have better negotiators, because their Prime Minister stood up and said, we're not accepting, we're not taking this as a sovereign debt. And we're not changing the sovereign debt to the banks. No, what I read last
Explain this, not exactly.
We're expecting that the same thing will be applied to us retrospectively in the same way that the Greek bailout interest rate is applied to us. And then they claim there's a great victory for their negotiating stance. Like they're basically riding on the coattails of the Spanish. But it does have to help us. But what we have to do now is keep the pressure on. And the biggest thing from our perspective is this. If that had happened first day with the banks here, that it had gone straight from ECB to the banks were still privately owned at that stage. So the debt would have been private debt. The problem here in Ireland now is that we own 4 of the remaining 5 banks. We own. So that even if it comes out through the ESM, if they get it even retrospectively through the treaty money and it's taken off the government debt, it will still be our money going out because we own the banks. So it's just a bookkeeping exercise here. What we have to keep pushing for here is a write-down, especially of the promissory notes. Because the promissory notes that's the weak point now for them. The promissory notes, and I'll go back over it again, the promissory notes were issued by the central bank here. It was 30 billion of extra money printed by the bank. Just extra money that wasn't there before, that they paid, that they printed at the behest of the ECB. Right? And they printed this extra money into the Irish bank, but it was given straight to the banks who gave it straight to the bondholders. We never saw a cent of benefit from that money. And what's happened with the promissory notes was our government then wrote a letter of comfort saying that, we'll ensure that the money gets back. And to the central bank, which printed the money, on a 3.1 billion per year for it was 12 or 13 or 15 years, I'm not sure. But the total that we pay back is 48 billion. But that money, when it's given to the central bank, is destroyed. But the ECB are insisting that all that extra money that was printed has been taken out of circulation and destroyed. But that's real money taken from us. And we never benefit. So that's what we have to push for now, is the destruction, complete destruction of the promissory notes. That not a cent of gold should be paid. Go ahead, David.
Just one quick word, if I may.
You've never said one quick word in your life.
No, something comes out of the facts and figures that Diarmuid has prepared. All of the money that we pay out to the banks leaves the Irish economy, which leads to immigration and increased unemployment. Diarmuid's done great work and stuck with it. We've only paid over 17 billion. There's still another 50 to 55 to go. So what you've seen so far on austerity, you've seen nothing yet. If you equate the emigration in 2011 in Ireland to Germany's population, they would have an emigration of over 1 million people. They have 15 times our population. We've got 76,000 in the country. So if we don't stop this, even 3 to 4 times as much money as we've already paid out will leave the Irish economy again. with all of the disadvantages that brings with it, emigration, increased unemployment, small business closing as a result of increased taxation and unable to pay the balance, pay the bank balances and the bills as we go along. So thank you very much, Shimmer. You've been fantastic. Sticking with you.
Yeah. As I said to you, this is a group thing. This is not about any group. It's not even about Ballyhea and Charleville. This is about the bondholder bailout. That's what it's about, nothing else. To keep stressing that. So next Sunday, lads, Ballyhea. Okay, 11:30 again. Final one.
There's a thing now that will be coming along on the tails of the bondholders. Just a point that the Scottish Bank was absorbed by the Ulster Bank, and for the next 30 or 35 years, hundreds of thousands of mortgages will be going into the Ulster Bank and away over to England. So, like, they're the bond holders. This is the major, but like this is also like for the next 35 years, millions upon millions will be going out as well. And just to bear that in mind, thank you, dear. Well done again.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you today. Happy birthday, Noel.